What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, ready for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. It's 10 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for the cause, because that cause don't stop when the clock hits zero, baby. Lot to get to tonight. Shorter show tonight because we got some stuff going on, but we do need to let everybody know that this is going to be completely about West. We're going to talk some football tonight. That big second round win showing no doubt who was the superior team between us and them Hall's Red Devils. They didn't want none in that second half. That's a fact right there. They were walking slowly at halftime. But that's what happens when you talk that shit and you get absolutely rocked. So let's just call it what it is, number one. Number two, we got some serious business again. Friday night. We need people to show up. Don't matter that Packer and the guys are going to be showing it on WATE Channel 6. Don't matter that it's going to be cold outside. Bring your blankets, bring your warmers for your hands, get comfy, because this is going to be the last time you're going to get to see this special group of seniors, this team in general, in Marble City one last time as they fight the Sevier County Bears in a gargantuan Friday night fight matchup. The winner goes on to the semifinal. Loser, it's time to dribble and play basketball. Simple as that. So we're going to preview that game. Going to be a very big game, but we need everybody there Friday night one last time to see the boys under the lights of beautiful Bill Wilson Field there in 3300 Sutherland Avenue in the heart of Marble City. Going to talk some basketball tonight too. Big win for the boys as they're going to start their quest for the first state gold ball in basketball. So lots to talk about there. We're going to have two pair who was calling the game tonight, talk all about it. And, shout out to Coach Graves there, the girls team, man. I already see 100% improvement tonight. Fell short against a tough opponent, but the future is bright, and I like what I see, and we're going to talk about them as well tonight. But first and foremost, got to get to some housekeeping business. We all know that we have to share this, but the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization or of West High School. That is those of the RWAC crew. That's myself, the Italian Stallion, two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, and the coach statsman himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. Also, if you join the live chat box, please point out when we have inaccurately said something in error, and as well as voice your opinions, baby. The more the merrier. We love talking all things sports, but this week it's only going to be West stuff. So if you're not invested in the West stuff, sorry, got nothing for you, as Mr. Jeff Probst says on Survivor. Also, want to give a shout out to my guy, Alex Thatcher. Happy birthday, Mr. Thatcher, today, and also a shout out to his business with his dad, Knoxville Coffee Company. Go hit him up. They're off Sutherland Avenue, the best brew in Marble City. Good any time of the day. Support a fellow rebel with a cause, a class of 2003 grad, and Mr. Alex Thatcher. Hope it was a fabulous birthday, brother. Hope you celebrated big. Also got to give a shout out to the gals, Miss Kim Castle and Miss Rachel Davis over there at King's Chamber. Manicures, pedicures, razors, haircuts. Go hit them up. They'll take care of you. You let them know Rebels with a Cause sent you. They're taking $20 off of whatever services you sign up for when you go visit them. Not to mention you get 2 tasty beverages of your choice, and they got a great selection. So go pay them a visit there on the Pike. Also got to give a shout out to our own Mr. Shane McGee. If you have any electrical needs, you need him to take care of you, don't hesitate to give him a call. That's the number, 865-299-3206. He'll definitely fit you in if you let him know that it's Rebels with a Cause sent you to him, and he'll do a fantastic job with a lot of love like he does everything else. And also got to give a shout out to my guy, Two-Pair Tate. Go follow him at Big Fact Sports Network. Follow him exactly at 332 Studios. So look him up there, give him some support, follow him, let him do his thing there. But without further ado, guys, I got to bring on my co-hosts. Going to bring them both on consecutively because we got a lot to cover in this short hour tonight. First and foremost, he is a 2003 Mr. West. He is now officially the voice of the Runnin' Rebels and Lady Rebels for 19 years now. Can you believe that? 19 years, baby. Also, the voice of the Pellissippi Panthers. And I'm going to tell you this, he's got a lot of exciting stuff going on. So definitely show him the love. He's great with a mic. He entertains. He knows his stuff. My favorite Florida State Seminole, the one, the only, Brian Tate, two-pair Tate. What is up, baby? I think you're on mute too.
Man, what's going on, man? Just got I had a really busy day, man. I had to be at Pellissippi for the girls' game, and then I had to head right back to West High School for the boys' game. I caught the end of the girls' game, and let me say this: Cody Graves and Tate have really changed the culture. They compete. Those girls compete their tail off. I mean, don't let the score fool you
Hmm.
because the parents are fully invested, the faculty is fully invested, and Coach Graves and um, Tate Reddick are really they're changing an entire culture of women's basketball at that school, and it's going to be a process. But those girls fight. I it is night and day difference between last year to this year, and when I tell you, they look so good, man. Shout out to Cuban Kane, showing us love. Shout out to everybody in that chat box. Follow
Always.
the show, like, share, subscribe. Rebels with a cause. Big shout out to Big Facts Network, Sports Network, just doing great things. 332 Studios. Um, but yeah, man, the Lady Panthers they struggled tonight. I want to say the boys played Chattanooga State. I did not get the final score of that game because I had to leave and head to Marble City. And our girls they fought Central valiantly, but I will say this: the boys might have the deepest basketball team in the state when you look at the second unit tonight, led by Kalu Fofana and Malik Wilson.
They looked
They
amazing.
just they looked great. I mean, it is truly tremendous. And the underclassmen, Sean Smith, Dave Sanders, Kalu Fofana, those guys are really, really coming in their own. And then I like the fact that Eggleston starts Schuler in right now and not Birch. Birch is having a slight injury. He'll be back in two
Hmm.
weeks. And the law firm of three looked good tonight with Dupree and Schuler both hitting threes.
I'll tell
But
you one.
Kalu
Dupree hit
Fofana
one
is
from
going to,
downtown Knoxville. You
yeah,
did that at the Jamboree a couple nights
at
ago.
the
Dupree hit
Jamboree,
one
yeah.
from downtown Knoxville. I swear to God, it was nothing but net. So shout out to
I think
Dupree. So
that's three of the best shooters in one rotation when you get Robert Schuler, Garrett Birch, and Joe Dupree. Joe Dupree in that second unit is just he's a guy that you got to give the green light to in that second unit. And then what I really liked is how controlled Kalu is. Like Jalen Hill, this like we said, this team goes as far as Jalen Hill goes at the point guard. But if you got that kid backing him up, I think you're feeling okay
oh,
because
absolutely,
Kalu Fofana looked amazing in the Jamboree. He
he
looked
did.
amazing tonight. Tonight he was just under control. He was in a rhythm. He was hitting pull-up shots. He was hitting threes. That second unit with um, Wilson Dupree, yeah, Wilson Dupree, and I'm
I
gonna
think you
even
mentioned Sanders
add
too, right?
Sanders,
Sanders
David
was the
Sanders.
yeah,
David Sanders played well tonight. David
yep.
Sanders played well, rebounding the basketball. But that second unit is just going to be a force to deal with because
Mm,
you can go Jackson Cantanella at the other guard spot, who
hmm.
showed me a lot. Liam Purnell had two blocks.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
they is the
And
talent
and
is
we
that,
got
and
another
Demarcus
guy.
Bullard scored.
Yeah, and we got another guy that we don't want to see on the court for a month so he can take care of his football business. But you still got Captain Jack Keith somewhere out
You
there
still got Jack
lingering that
Keith.
can be added to the rotation. So, but I don't want to
You can
see him
add
yet.
Jack
We
Keith.
don't want to see him
Yeah.
yet.
Also, Jamari Hill looked good. Demarcus Bullard has a knack for the basketball. Every time I looked up, Demarcus Bullard had a rebound of some sort. Sean Smith left the game early in the fourth quarter. Left the game early in the fourth. I want to say it was just a slight little ankle injury. He should be back. I don't think it was anything to where he was going to miss significant time. But that
Yeah.
dude, this lineup, this is a deep lineup. They gave Central everything they wanted.
Oh yeah.
It was
And it looks
over
like
in
they
the
picked
third
up right where
quarter.
they left off last year. Remember, they beat them pretty badly the last time they played, and it looks like they picked up right where they left off. And that's going to be an opponent that's going to be a region opponent starting next year in basketball,
Yeah,
which is
and it
crazy
was
to think
cool.
about. Yeah.
It was cool that they got that game scheduled. I think it was the last game entered because I think they're trying to schedule a game for tomorrow, but I don't know who that team would be.
Hmm.
But yeah, West is looking very, very impressive.
Oh,
Like
I'm
very
excited about
early.
that. So, yeah.
They look to be a problem to contend with. Like the way they ran the floor, the way they got out on defense, Reese Clark, the way his defensive rebounding, Devin Martin. What more can you say about him? He's just gonna have his way. He's the best player in Knox County. When he wants to play
Absolutely.
like it, he is the best player in the city. But the surprising player of the week is Kalu Fofana. He
The
has
Prince.
really the Prince of Zamunda. His stock went up tonight.
Hmm.
Like, if you're investing in Kalu Fofana for the next 3 years of Rebel basketball, you're looking at a guy that's going to be an all-state player.
Absolutely.
Like, I
Absolutely.
truly
So,
believe, like, Lou is he plays defense. He has a handle. He doesn't get shook. Yeah, Rebel
yeah.
basketball's back in a big
Absolutely.
way.
Well, we got to get our coach on here, so we got to get Mr. Shane O'Mac on here. Let him talk a little bit too. We got some football that we got to talk about. That Halls game. Got
And
to
we got a
preview
ton of
that Sevier
football.
County game. Got a lot of football. Got a lot of football. But let me
A
bring
lot
him
of
on.
football tonight.
He is our stats guy. He has been nicknamed by our dear quarterback and fan of the show, Mr. Parker Dubon, as the coach, and definitely is a dude that, like I mentioned before, if you need something done with your electrical needs, hit this guy up. He will take care of you. And Father of the Year, man, does everything with all heart and soul. He's a true rebel with a cause. Class of 2003 grad. Bring him on, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. Show him some love, everybody.
What's up, fellas? What's up? How we doing tonight?
Oh, doing great, man. Basketball
J.O.
team. Basketball team doing their thing tonight. It's exciting to talk about. So much going on that we can slightly mention it. I just don't want to spend so much since we got such a short show and so much to pack up. But Dalton Connect, Rookie of the Year, everybody. Hey, 16 NBA teams. This was for you, by the way. JJ Redick is looking like a dream coach for the Lakers, and they're in third place. I know it's early, but they're third place in the Western Conference standings. And the boy had 30 something points last night. 38, I think it
37,
was.
37, 37.
37. But
37,
still,
9 3-pointers, broke the rookie record held by Steph Curry.
yeah.
Like, let me say this. For all you 16 teams, he was the best player in college basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best one-on-one player in college basketball.
Yep. Yep.
The best pure shooter in college basketball.
Yep.
The
Yep.
only other pick you would pick ahead of him is Zach Edey. Those two are
Hmm.
going to be 1A,
Yeah.
1B for rookie of the year. I think
I might even
I
throw.
think
I don't
I
think he's
think
going to be Rookie of the
Connect wins it.
Year, but he'll be first team. Jared McCain's really killing it for the 76ers. He's averaging double digits with the 3-point shooting off the bench. So he'd definitely be
I have
first team.
McCain
Not
and
Rookie of the Year, but
yeah,
first team
he
NBA
definitely make
rookie.
first team
Rookie.
rookie. I
Yeah.
got him
First.
and I got him, Edie, and Connect on that first team already. But
Yeah.
Connect, man, looked great. Like,
Yeah.
man, it
I'm
looked
happy
like he
for
was
him.
playing against Kentucky.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for him, and I wanted to give a shout out to that. Of course, we got to
Connect
talk about
four.
football. Yeah, Connect Four, exactly.
Connect
Um,
four.
gotta talk some football because
Let's talk
want to
football, baby.
recap that Friday
Where do
night
we start?
whipping. Let me just tell you this,
Where do
okay?
we
We
start?
throwing up
Where do we
that
start?
W right now. We
So the
throwing up that
Dubs
W.
up. So the
Uh, I
Dubs
mean,
up.
I mean, let me just tell you this. Came out. They had heard nothing except for the last 3 weeks from the Halls people on social media. We should have beat you
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Yep.
We're going to show you something
Yep.
in the second round. Don't
Mm-hmm.
poke a wounded dog, honestly, and
Don't
piss
ever
them
do it.
off any further. And they
Don't
came
ever
out
do it.
there and wanted to kill them. I mean, they did. And here's the thing: with a couple of turnovers that happened, unfortunately, they were drives that were moving. And so there's a possibility it could have even been 49-0 at the half,
Right.
or 42
Right.
to nothing, or maybe 2 field goals come out of it. But the thing was I watched Hall's body language as they walked off the field, and it was 35-0, knowing that there's going to be a running clock. That third quarter went like this, guys.
That
But
was
I'm
the
just
quickest
telling
third
you,
quarter.
they didn't want none. They were done. They were done. And that's West football right there. And, they set the tone right away, hitting them, blocking a field goal, making sure that Lethgo didn't get comfortable back there. They shut down the running back that really gave him problems in the first game, and Marcus Moore. Brody Rogers still did his thing on the defensive side of the ball with 2 amazing
Mm-hmm.
interceptions. But for the most part, shout out to DeBon. He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Another 150
Devon played
yards
well.
throwing the ball, 2 touchdowns. Only missed on a couple of passes, but for the most part, he did his thing. Tavion Ray, boy. Man, he was
Man,
running hard.
man,
Messiah was doing
man,
his thing. The
man.
O-line was opening up holes. Receivers, what about our guy Jack Hankins catching his first touchdown pass?
Hankins.
Wide open. Wide open.
Hankins.
So,
How
yeah.
about Drada? Drada and
Drada,
Hankins.
big catch.
How about
Mills had a big
Patterson?
catch.
Patterson and
Yep,
Mills.
Patterson. Oh, Detroit is
Like
just doing his thing. So, yeah.
Patterson has just been playing well. And how about the interception record by one Antoine Burdine? And how about
Yeah.
Antarius McAllister? That and Reesky, Yarish Cook, like them dudes are playing well. And the sack reaper number 71. I
Uh-huh.
thought I knew he was gonna say his name on the show. Shout out to James Mills. He's like, get the sack reaper on there. JPP's played wonderful. Sam Lavelle, what more can you say about him? Wyatt
Davis
DeVoe
Neely.
and
Davis Neely.
Davis Neely
Yep.
and Mr. BTA himself, Cameron Leggett.
Leggett.
Again, like he is Mr. BTA. Like
Yep.
it is belts to ass.
Yeah,
They
Jack
have
Keith
been,
was laying the wood right away. I felt like
yeah.
Jack Keith was everywhere. I
Mm,
want to give a shout out to Antoine Burdine because there's another record that every time you watch him catch a punt return, any yard he gets is a yard more he's furthering. He's the record holder for punt return yards in West history, by the way.
oh
So
wow.
any
So
yard, he's just
more than
increasing his lead. Yes,
more than Avery Graves.
more than him, he is the all-time
He's
punt
the
return
all-time leader.
yards. Yes, yeah. So he's got the interception
Wow.
record in a season and all-time punt return yards right now. So yes, that's
So
Antoine
more
Burdine
than Larry
Jr., baby.
Williford. More than
Yes,
I'm thinking of
yes.
all the
Name
guys
them
that
all.
return punts.
Name them all.
Really,
So yes,
Antoine
yeah,
Burdine is the top guy.
yeah. Antoine Burdine is the top. So
Best player
just
in the
keep that
country.
in mind, baby. So
Best
yeah.
player in the country.
Keeping track. Remember, since I'm
Best player
But
in the country.
well, and let me just tell you this: it showed. DBs did their thing. We gave props to Shane after the game, and we
Messiah
talked about it,
Wren.
that how the secondary has really shaped it up. But I'm going to tell you this because I want to spend time talking about this gargantuan matchup on Friday night. You've got the number 2 team in the state coming here to Marble City for a quarterfinals matchup and the right to get to the Final Four in high school football in the Class
Mm-hmm.
5A classification of the TSSAA. They're bringing
It's
a
gonna be a
quarterback.
cold one.
Yes, they are. And they're bringing a quarterback in Newman who's thrown for 2,759 yards, 36 touchdowns, and threw his first interception last week against Powell. It's going to be a
What a
chess game
game
of
last
chess
week.
game. Oh, yes. And let's talk
What a
about that.
game.
Shane, what was your thoughts of the fact that, here we're thinking, we're even texting each other that,
I
oh,
was
it looks
actually
like
going
it's going to
back.
be Weston Powell. I mean,
Yeah, I was actually
and
going back and looking at our text messages from them. I'm shocked.
yeah,
I
Mm.
expected it to be Pal West again.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got in between Quan 1 and 2, you have all your number 1 seeds.
You do. You do. Let's talk about that. The only number 1 seed that didn't make it was Munford, but the
Yep.
team that beat them is in the Sweet 16, or in the Elite 8 rather, to take on Beach. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's just like crazy that every 1 seed pretty much made it to this point. And
Yep.
the best of the best are playing each other. And
I
the
just
thing is,
wasn't expecting Sevier County to. They weren't even suspected to win.
no,
No,
and
they weren't.
yeah,
They
they
weren't.
weren't. And here's the thing that's crazy: if you watch that game, the radio people were even saying that the Sevier County players were starting to cry on the sidelines. They had tears in their eyes. Their perfect season was ruined. The coach for Sevier County, God love him, he was trying to keep their spirits up. And, literally, they have the ball with 3 minutes and some change left on their own 5-yard line. Their own 5-yard line. And for them to pick up 3rd and longs, to get it down the field, and then score a touchdown. And then here's the other thing too: line up for the onside kick, and they
got the onside
recover
kick.
it. They recover it, and there's turmoil. There's pandemonium. There's a minute and some change now left, and then what do? No, they don't go slow. They go right for the throat, get behind Connor Wheeler, and make the touchdown. And then through all that chaos, Powell gets an illegal substitution penalty that puts the ball on the 1-yard line, and the coach says, "Let's go," and they get the 2-point conversion. So in a span of not even 2 minutes, you're going up you're up 14 points. You're now down by 1, and you're Powell. You return the kick all the way to the 50-yard line, get down to around the 30-yard line, 30-yard line, 35-yard line. I think it was the 30-yard line. And here's the thing: Stooksbury, their kicker, has made a 53-yard field goal this year. He's committed to Air Force. He's been committed to Air Force for 2 years now. And the thing is they try to get closer, throw an interception, take a knee, game over. But, if they kick the field goal, there's a chance Stooksbury makes that 47-yarder and Powell still ends up winning. But it wasn't meant to be. They throw an interception, and it's not Powell we're playing. It's a very, very talented Sevier County team that will not quit. So if West does jump on them, do not let up, because they believe. They believe. I mean, they think they're a team of destiny.
We're favored by 14 right now, according to On 3, with a 76% win percent, or 76 chance of winning.
I just think we don't need to take them lightly. We don't need to underestimate them. They are an undefeated team that they're going to come into a hostile environment. But Shane, what keys do you think for Sevier County to come into Marble City and pull off what could considered being an upset if they beat us at home? Where would you see that Sevier County
it's still going to be that cross the middle passing game. That's been our Achilles heel this year. We've corrected it. Our defense is showing that, but that's where you still have that. We got to be a little careful there. That's what can keep teams in there. But I think we've adjusted well enough there. Maybe pull up Sevier County stats real quick. Let's see what they're.
I can tell you this: they got 2 receivers with both each over 700 yards in Hedrick and Costner has 12 touchdowns on the year. So I can tell you that much about them. They got a couple of defensive players that are phenomenal. Gallazin has 140 plus tackles. 14 of those are tackles for a loss. Hickman and Mann each have over 83 plus tackles that are linebackers for them. Perry, one of their big defensive linemen, has 6 sacks on the years. One of their safeties, Maples, has 5 interceptions. Their kicker, Matawan, has 74 points on the year, 47 touchbacks, and he averages 38 yards a punt. He handles all the duties for them, the Matawan kid, so for Sevier County. So, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a
Yeah,
tough game. It's going to be cold. I don't know how that's really going to affect the teams because it has been very weird weather this year. It's been cool, but not cold, and it's going to be cold, 36 degrees Friday night. Honestly, it's supposed to snow flurry here in Knoxville. And so I'm going to be very interested to, not that it will stick or anything, but just the fact that that's what kind of air is coming in down here for this game. The one thing that I do want to share is a couple of things. West leads the overall series with Sevier County 13-3. The last time they met was 2 years ago in the regular season when they were both region opponents. Of course, that West team was the 2022 state champs or went on to. But when they played Sevier County at Sevier County, they won 49-0. So the seniors that were on this Sevier County team, that is such a special group, according to their coach, they were sophomores on that team, either in the game or on the sidelines. So they're wanting payback for that.
yeah,
Also, the
Mhm.
last time Sevier County won was ironically 29-26 in 2015 at Bill Wilson Field. It was Jeff Herrick's second game as head coach in his 2-year stint at West. Sevier County pulled it out with a last-second field goal to win 29-26. You look at Sevier County's numbers, Shane. They average 41 points a game on offense. They allow 9 points a game on defense. If you really want to look at strength of schedule, their schedule rank is 44th right now in the
yeah,
state. West's schedule is second in the state. So, and West right now is averaging 34 points a game on offense and allowing 17 points a game on defense. Through 2 games, West has scored 97 points and allowed 15. To be fair, the 15 were allowed by the backups. So the starting unit has not allowed a single point in a playoff game so far, kind of going with their predecessors from last year. So just
yeah.
some things for you guys to have in the back of your mind as part of the fun stuff we can talk about going into this juggernaut
Yeah,
match.
I think it's going to be, you're going to have to, the keys for Severe County would be just bringing pressure the whole night and disrupting what we do naturally. Um, Sounds like they're, I need to watch some film on them, but it sounds like their linebackers are blitzing the gaps really hard. They've got significantly high numbers in their tackles. The big uglies up front are probably causing some chaos. So we've got, O-line's got to dominate. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I really think it's what's going to come down to. And our O-line's really got to hold up and make the holes and let the running backs do what they do and give Parker time to throw and let him dissect their defense.
I will say this too, Pear. The one thing that I noticed watching that Powell Sevier County game, Powell's best offense was keeping Sevier County's offense off the field. And realistically,
Mhm.
Powell's run game was generating first downs. They were holding the time of possession. They dominated the time of possession. That's why it's intriguing how everything perfectly had to go that last 3 minutes, because I'm truly under the impression if Powell recovers that onside kick, all they really have to do is take a knee and run out the clock. Sevier County doesn't have the timeouts to get it back. But my point is the way West has been running the ball lately with Tavion Ray, with Messiah, with Porkchop back in there, Antarius McAllister, Parker managing the offense, the jet sweeps. I think that West could also control that clock and implement what they've been doing, because they dominated the time of possession even with all the touchdowns they were scoring in the first half, respectively, against both the opponents they faced. And I expect that strategy to happen. What do you think, Two Pair?
Well, I think if we get off to that fast start, because they've started these last 2 games off very fast. And when they get off to a fast start, their defense is just pinning their ears back and they're making plays because that DeRoche, Leggett, Pierce core, when they're going inside, has been very disruptive against any offensive line that they've seen in these playoffs.
Hudson, too. Hudson's been a beast out there, number
Hudson has been a
97.
beast.
Shout out to Sam
Hudson has been a
Hudson.
beast.
And
And that
even
offensive
Ertz,
line
too. Yeah.
has that offensive line has been the true um the true backbone of this team. When you look at Johnson, Battle, the House, Hayden Lee up front, like those
Codavilla,
dudes,
Codavilla, yep,
Codavilla,
for real, yeah.
like that offensive line has taken it upon themselves to be the backbone of this team. And you haven't seen Dubon on his rear end much. He's been
No,
able to make plays and been able to get the ball to guys in space. And I think that's where the coaching of Chad Brooks comes in, the coaching of Lamar Brown comes in, and the coaching of Shavers. The way Roberts has got that secondary looking like that
mhm.
secondary has been a no fly zone
Yeah,
these
and shout out
last
to Coach
two
Harb
games.
with his receivers. His receivers have really stepped it up, and
Man,
the
those
thing is,
receivers have looked great.
and you haven't had Corey Person available for the last couple of weeks. He's been battling through injuries. I know
Mhm.
Drawd has missed some games, but I think also Shane, and we kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody wants to get out of the gate and really look good in August, but we want to be playing your best ball in November, and
Yeah.
this has been a trend, especially these last couple of years. The 2022 team was phenomenal. I mean, hands down. They were,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to take away anything from last year's group or this year's group. They're
No,
their
not at
own
all.
teams. But what they've done that's been
Mhm.
amazing to see, and it got to warm your heart as a football fan. They're getting better each week, and they're
They've gotten
wanting
better
to
every week.
keep getting better each week. And that's a dangerous opponent
Yeah.
because you have the talent, you've unlocked it. But when you have that will to get better and you really buy into the game plan, to what your coaches are doing, that is the reason why they've been successful as a program,
This
as the
run,
culture.
this run has been impressive to me. Is because we saw the start of the run, we saw the peaks, we saw the valleys of this run. Where after the Maryville game, after the Alcoa game, you just had those bad losses in your mouth. Like the Bearden game can go either way. It was kind of a
Mhm.
toss up if we handled the third quarter a little bit differently, but that's such a long time ago. When you look at
It
the way
really
they are
is.
now, yeah, that is such a long time ago because if we played Bearden again, that's not the same team. It's not. We have gelled in continuity with offensive and defense. The offensive line has gotten better. The defensive line has gotten better. They have just progressed to become a team that is looking forward to getting the state. I think they've got all the tools to do it, and they got the coaching. Those coaches put those guys in the position to make plays, and you're seeing it in real time.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And I'm glad you brought up the fact that because, here's the thing. Yes, West has three losses on the schedule, but look at who the three losses were at two. Two of the teams are battling with the right to go to the 6A semifinal to play the winner of the Oakland Riverdale Murfreesboro game over there. So, Bearden's had a good season as well. They've lost a couple games that maybe they would like back, but the point of it is you've not lost to anybody bad. You know what I mean? Like and Maryville right now is looking like either them or Ravenwood are going to win the whole thing in 6A. No
Yeah.
disrespect to Bearden because Bearden could win. I mean, they could, but this Maryville team looks like they're on a mission. We've said that all year.
Yeah.
Alcoa's doing their final swan song like UConn did in the NCAA tournament last year as they wave goodbye to 3A and get ready to, conquer 4A. Here's the other thing, too. There's another opponent that has a huge game on Friday, and I think they get it done against Greenville. You've got Anderson County, who we beat and really started this run. Like that game gave us the confidence that we can play with anybody in the state. So there's a potential right there that just like a couple of years ago, you could have the 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A winner potentially come from this side of the state, Shane. And that's even if Sevier County gets it done against West, because you'd have to think they would be favored to beat Oak Ridge or East Hamilton again. If they played next week, if
Yeah.
Sevier County beats West, you would see them in Chattanooga, don't you think?
Yes, I definitely think we see them there in Chattanooga. I'm really intrigued by that Oak Ridge East Hamilton matchup, though.
I am too, because Oak Ridge
Mhm.
looked like they were dead in the water, and now they have found magic to win. And they have to go to East Hamilton, which isn't the easiest place to play. But realistically, can they slow down the big running back Jalen for them that has 1,200 plus yards and 12 touchdowns on the year? That's going to be a huge task for Oak Ridge's defense, coached by Derek Rang. So yeah. But it's gonna be a huge Friday night. A lot of area games, and I found it interesting. We kind of joked around about it. What would be the playoff game that would be picked, and ultimately it is going to be Weston Sevier County on WATE. But I really do hope the fans show up,
There
even
was
though
for
it is going to be cold. So yeah.
oh, there
Oh,
was
they're gonna pack that place out.
Yeah, and Sevier County is going to bring their they're going
Is
to
that the
they're going to bring everybody.
Friday night?
Yep, Friday night at 7 o'clock. Yep, yep. So we're the TV game for Rivalry Thursday playoff edition. So yeah, on Friday night. Yep. So
Packed place, man. It's gonna be packed.
yeah, yeah. The other matchup that I'm looking forward to is everybody talks about Sevier County's passing game, and how it match and can Wes's defense stop them. I think, like Shane said, it all starts up front. Whichever team is really getting after it, putting pressure on the other one's quarterback, that's going to determine a lot of things. Also, if West can run the ball efficiently as they've been doing these last 5 ball games, that's going to be tough for Sevier County, because if they thought Powell's offense was tough with their running game and their offensive line, I would almost give the edge that West is better, and we proved it on the field when we did play Powell a couple of weeks ago at Powell, no less.
I'm curious with like the way Superior County played last week. They fought back. Did they leave everything they had right then? And they're going to be a little sore coming into this game.
I know they lost a player to an ejection. That happened.
I
I
mean,
don't know how.
he's out. He's out the whole game.
Yeah, he's out the whole game. Yeah.
Yep. I had to think of the rules for it. The whole game suspension.
Yep. And then the Powell player that got ejected, he misses the first game next year, by the way.
Mm.
He does. So,
I
yeah.
always laugh when say they eject like a senior. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Hold him out for a basketball game or whatever other sport he plays, or so, you know what I mean, type of a thing. But no, seriously though, I mean, and then the other side of it, I see what you're saying there, Shane. The other side of it is, some people are saying on the coach team message board, this is a team of destiny, and that maybe they found that way to win, and they're going to take West 28-21. I mean, here's the other thing too, Pair. We've said it all year. The magic number's 30. They're averaging 40 something points a game, and obviously they're undefeated. They didn't get to 40. As a matter of fact, they were held to 10 up until 3 minutes and some change left before Powell imploded. So my thing is this, is that if this West defense plays up to their capabilities and West's offense plays to their capabilities, if we get to that magic number of 30, and with the exception of the Halls game, that's the only game that we've won that we haven't hit 30 points.
Yeah.
And the thing is, those guys are preaching that 1 inch, that 1 yard,
Yep.
that one snap. It's been their motto for these last few weeks. It's one play better, one time. Like, I've never seen a team that is like they are locked in. Like, they are truly locked in. When you look at Fetty, when you look at Messiah Wren, when you look at Rucker, when you look at Abel Lancelot, Cook, these dudes they're truly ready. Like, Peace, those guys have laid the gauntlet down. Hayden Lee, the house, they have laid the gauntlet down, and guys like Deshaun Battle and Steven Johnson, they are continuously getting better each week to where they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
No, they really are, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And here's the thing, I want them to leave it all out there. If we lose like men, you know what I mean, and so forth. Don't act like how Powell acted at the end there. That was ridiculous. I was embarrassed for them, to be honest with you. And it starts at the top with their coaching staff. That's ridiculous. You lost. You got beat. there's a reason why it's a 60-minute game. We even preach that cause don't stop when the clock hits zero. So you should want to play through even when that horn sounds. But
Hmm.
do it with respect. Do it,
And dignity.
exactly. Not with that clown crap. The other thing of it that I will say is that, I want our guys to leave it out on the field because for those seniors, win or lose,
This
that
is
is
your
the last time you will be on Bill Wilson Field. Thank you, Shane. I mean, honestly, and for the younger guys, you should want to play just as hard to send your seniors out like that. That's what made. I remember Ryan Scott saying that when they played their last home game a couple of years ago when he was a junior. He said, "Find a senior and let them know you ain't going to let them down today." And they took care of business against an undefeated Daniel Boone team. And hopefully history repeats itself. I would love to
Hmm.
make sure that we do that because the thing is, there's so much on the line for them of what they've done. And, they are showing themselves that they are writing their story. That's what we've been preaching. Write your story and continue it. I want another week. One more week, guys. One more week. I want to see you guys one more week. I want to see you as many times as I can until I can't see you. This season, we were waiting for it, and it's now down to the end. I mean, Shane, there's what? 6 classifications of public school football, and you
yep.
times that by 8, there's only
Mm.
48 public school teams right now left. The
Oof.
private schools are in their final 4 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying is there's 60 teams left right now. Everybody had a dream at the beginning of the year, and you're one of 60 teams throughout all 9 classifications at this point. And that's something special right there. And guess what? Continue it, and then that number is going to dwindle when you're the final 4. And then when you're one of what, 18 teams left, when those final 9 games take place over those 3 days down there in Chattanooga. It's special. It's special, and you got to leave it out there. You got to leave it out there.
Absolutely.
That's
You
my
got to leave it
message
out
about
there.
it. So,
Got to leave
yeah.
it out there. This is the last, like the last. This is potentially the last home game for the seniors to go
Oh,
out
no.
on.
This is the last home game for seniors. There is no home. There is no other home game
Yeah,
after.
no, we have to go on the road, unfortunately. This is one of them even years or whatever
We're,
like that.
we're
Yeah,
either going to we're either going to Oak Ridge or going down to Chattanooga.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't
That's
know,
ironic. That's ironic. You just be on one side of the interstate compared to the other, or
yeah.
whatever, like that. That's ironic right there. I'll tell you this. When you look at these 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A games that are left, and right now, if we predict them, I think that we would all say Alcoa is going to take care of Gatlinburg Pittman for what seems like the 16th straight time. It almost feels like that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they always meet them in the third round, and like I said, I think Gatlinburg Pittman threw a party when they found out Alcoa was going up to 4A because maybe next year they can get to the semifinals or
Yeah.
maybe even get to a finals for them, and so forth. It's a hell of a program up there, but I think Alcoa takes care of business. I am very intrigued with that Greenville Anderson County game in 4A or what have you, because I could be wrong, but I really believe the winner of that game will be in Chattanooga. I'm not saying they win the whole thing, but I'm saying they will be in Chattanooga to represent this side of the state against whoever comes out of the other side of the state in the 4A classification.
I'm looking at the records right now, and at least on our side, obviously, Anderson County's got the best record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greenville was 7-2. Anderson County was 8-1. White County 8-2. Macon County 8-2.
Macon County's been kind of a surprise. So Macon County's been a surprise. So yeah.
On the other side of the state, you got Marshall County. They're 10-0. Just going off records because I don't know much about the other side of the state. Probably Marshall and Anderson County.
Yeah, or Pearl Cone. Pearl Cone's still in it, by the way, I believe.
Yeah.
Pearl Cone's the defending state champs.
Pearl Cone.
Yeah, Pearl Cone.
Two, but they won, what was it, 56-28 last week.
Yeah, they looked really. They look like they're hitting their stride
The
themselves. So
Marshalls at 42 2 weeks ago, 52 last week. So
yeah, so it's going to be either Marshall or Pearl from that west side, I would
they have
say,
only
probably.
given up 18 points, while Pearl has given up 44.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's pretty impressive. So it's pretty impressive, And then you do look at the 5A games. I mean, you've got Page and Shelbyville on the other side. You've got Beach against Springfield. Obviously, we mentioned Oak Ridge, East Hamilton. West Sevier County. On the 6A side, you've got Maryville, Bearden. You've got the Murfreesboro game between Riverdale and Oakland. Ravenwood is still out there. I firmly believe, unless I'm completely wrong, I see Ravenwood and Maryville meeting for the state championship in Chattanooga that Saturday. What do you guys think at this point?
Ooh, I
yeah,
think you might be right.
I mean,
You might
Oakland almost was
it
very lucky to beat Mount
be
Juliet
the
last week. I
Mount
mean,
Juliet.
they only won
20.
by a touchdown. They only won by a touchdown, and everybody was thinking Oakland would roll, and they're lucky that they're still breathing, and they're playing their rival. And you know what can happen in rivalry games when you play a team
It's
twice.
true.
So, yeah. So Riverdale
Very
might knock
true.
them off. You never know. I mean, but I know Maryville wants Oakland. I think Maryville wants. They're just another team that's on that list. That these Maryville seniors are tired of losing to some of these teams, and when you have motivation like that and you have talent, it's showing right now. So and like I said,
Revenge
Bearden's
tour.
yeah, I mean Bearden. I know they're wanting to look for redemption. They were embarrassed in that 62-28 loss or what have you. But the thing is they're playing some good ball. They've won 6 games since that Maryville loss. So I mean, so I'm just saying that there are some teams right now, and West included, that want their piece of the pie, and they're going to get their opportunity at 7 o'clock on Friday night, depending on your time zone or what have you, and to see if you're worthy of being in the final four at this point. So, yeah. Real quick, guys, because I know that we still got about 14 minutes left. I did want to do talk about it, some thoughts about the tournament so far. Any surprises? Any teams that you're not surprised are still there? Maybe a team that should have gotten a little further. And then based after that, why don't we go on ahead and pick the games, like the area games that we have and so forth, like that. In our
Yeah.
region, or for the 3 through 6A and so forth. So
I
yeah,
think the shocker for me would have been the Powell Sevier County. I didn't see that happening.
yeah,
Just the way Powell, excuse me, Powell had control of that game, and
yeah.
I didn't see that happening like that. That's one of the games that kind of shook me. Like that that was one of those ones that I if we'd picked it again, I would have picked Powell.
Yeah. Well,
I would
the other
I
thing
wouldn't have
too.
thought Sevier County would have won.
Well, and the other thing too, Perry, is that we thought that with this, it was important to win that first Powell game to get the home field advantage. So we weren't the team on the road, to take on Sevier County in that second round. But we were all saying to each other, "We'll see you in 3 weeks." Well, we held our end of the bargain. They did not. And for a team that said that they felt that West, stole another goal ball from them, and they had been pointing to that game all year long against West, and for it to fall short, is there that possibility that maybe took something out of them? And yeah, they should have won the other night against Sevier County, and that's what I don't understand. You wanted West so bad, and you really thought the game was over with 3 minutes. I mean, you obviously didn't want us bad enough. I hate to say it like that, but it's kind of the truth. You were talking about West, West, West all year. You didn't beat us when you played us. You were going to get another opportunity, and you let that slip away from you because you thought 14 points was enough against that high-powered offense.
Right? No,
So
no,
I'm
no.
I'm
You're absolutely right.
shocked. I'm absolutely shocked about that. So,
Hmm.
Shane, I don't know if
Hmm.
you heard that last statement by me, but what were your thoughts about that, man? Just curious.
I mean, I really thought Powell should have been further into this playoffs. letting Sevier County come back after you're up 24-10.
hmm And you're wanting another shot at West. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like all you talked about was West, West, West all year, and you had another opportunity. And in 3 minutes, you let a 14-point lead evaporate. I just am shocked by that.
Yeah, like you don't see that happening. Like it's just, I think they let down their guard. They're like, oh, there's 3 minutes left, we're good, and I mean, it's any given Friday, but that was just like we were talking earlier. We were all sitting there talking like, okay, well, here we go again against Powell in the playoffs. Like we all expected it. And then next thing you know, it's like, what just happened? How's this happen?
Well,
Yeah, no, you're right. Like,
yeah. Well, and you want to know something? The one thing that I give credit to Sevier County's coach. The players were kind of already crying and kind of kicking themselves, and that takes someone special to get your guys' attention and said, "This
Oh
game
yeah,
is not over yet. This game is not over
Mhm.
yet." And so, I look at an opponent like that, and it's like, props, guys, props. Because here's the thing:
Yeah,
everybody
big
was picking
props.
against them last week anyway.
We
Prep
did. We
extra
picked
pick
against them.
against them,
We picked against
5-star.
them.
We did. I mean,
there's
I said
a,
that there was a chance, but I mean, shoot.
what
So
worries
There,
me
I didn't
is
think that they
the
would do like
prediction is not the same
the
between
game. It was just a funny outcome. Like nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw
nobody,
that coming.
nobody. Shane, what did you just say, bud? Because I want
uh,
that
so,
reset again.
the percentage prediction for last week is almost mirrored this week in favor of was Powell home last week?
No, they were on the road. They were on the road.
But Sevier County was had 27% chance of winning compared to Powell, and this week it's a 24% chance of winning. So they're living up to that underdog story right now.
Yeah. Well, and you know what the thing is, and I'm not trying to take anything away from West, but if you look at the records, they're 12-0 for a reason, two pair. They're averaging 41 points. They got a quarterback that's close to 3,000 yards, thrown 36 touchdowns, one interception, and that happened last week. I mean, the thing is that they are the number 2 team in the state. I mean, I think that there's some people that probably, if you didn't know anything about football and you said, "Oh, well, this team's 12-0 and this team's 9-3," I bet you more people would pick Sevier County. I bet you they would if they didn't know anything about the 2 teams and looked at the record and the rankings. They were number 2, we were number 8 entering the playoffs. I mean, what would you think?
Yeah.
So, I
I
mean, they're
wouldn't
a damn
believe
good
it.
team. I mean, I know we're focused, but I hate it when some people don't respect a good team, and they're a damn good team, and
They are a
they have
damn good
earned
team.
the right to. I mean, listen, it's like this. People have been talking about Page's schedule, okay, and yes, it's like 60 something, but here's the thing: I don't give a damn who you are. If you've only allowed 18 points in 12 games and you're averaging 1.8 a game allowed, and maybe only one team has scored a touchdown on you, that's something, man. I mean, that's that the focus. I don't know how long you've left your starters in. You've probably had a running clock, but that right there is impressive. I mean, you got to give that to
Yeah.
anybody. And
I'm,
and so Sevier County, same thing. I mean, the schedule that for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, they looked outmatched against Powell. But when it really counted, damn, they looked like the superior team, the better coach team, the better disciplined team.
Mhm.
The one thing that I'm going to toot our horn, we're very well coached. We're
We are very
disciplined.
well coached.
We're
We're
disciplined.
very well coached. Like
So I don't would
we're
like
very
to
well
think
coached.
we would not have allowed that to happen if we were in the same position as Powell. I'm just saying. I just
Yeah.
know our guys. Our guys, they preach. One of the players,
They're
Jack Hankins,
disciplined.
told me, yeah, the discipline.
They're
You know what
disciplined.
Jack Hankins told me after the game?
They're
He
just
said
so disciplined.
the coaches have instilled in them the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes. You look at that any way you want to. First quarter, second
Mm-hmm.
quarter, third or fourth. That right there is the difference between our program and Powell's program.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the difference. And it
That's a
starts at
huge
the
difference.
top. Our team is the embodiment of a great guy like Lamar Brown, honestly. And
Yeah,
it just starts from there
yeah.
and it trickles down. Coaching staff, the players, the One West, right? That's right there on the wall there in the gym, the One West. And I can't wait to get those signs out again, honestly, because I wish Sutherland Avenue would have them out already, honestly, in support of our boys for this gargantuan matchup that's coming up on Friday night. So let's do this. Let's pick these games because you wanted an hour show, two pair. We got 5 minutes left. Okay. So let's pick these games. Shane, I'm gonna have you go first. We're going to stick to this side of the state. In 1A, this game was supposed to be played tomorrow night on Packer, but Oliver Springs stated that they needed the extra day to rest some guys to get them healthy. They backed out of the game. So this game is now going to be on Friday. In 1A, the quarterfinal, Oliver Springs travels to Coalfield. Who do you got in that game?
Oh, give me Coalfield.
Okay. Two pair, who do you got? Oliver Springs or Coalfield?
I'm gonna go with Oliver Springs for the upset.
You know, I've been going back and forth in this one. Oliver Springs got them last year and upset them in this very game. I think Coalfield's not going to let it happen 2 years in a row. So give me Coalfield, but close, very close. So yeah. 3A, two pair. I'll let you go first. Gatlinburg Pittman against Alcoa. Who you got, baby?
Alcoa. There's no way Alcoa is losing a game. No way Alcoa is losing.
Yeah, it really is the UConn Invitational. I feel like I'm watching the NCAA
The
basketball.
Eli's are gonna have their typical day.
Yeah, yeah. Condis Cherry going to score a touchdown, I'm sure. So yeah, Shane. I guess we're both Alcoa as well. So
Yeah, let's just go ahead and call this the Twister Invitational because the Tornadoes are doing.
yeah, that's it. It really is. It really is. Moving on to 4A, Greenville travels to Anderson County. So Anderson County has the home game. Two Mr. Footballs competing against each other. Kaysen for Greenville and Lawan for Anderson County. Two great running backs. Who do you got in this one, Shane?
Give me the home team with the most electrifying entrance I've ever seen for high school football.
Absolutely.
Their entrance is amazing. Give me Anderson County.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close,
what do you?
but Anderson County still.
Tupper, what do you got? Anderson County or Greenville this week?
Ooh, Greenville's a damn good football team. Damn good. Anderson County's only lost one game. They lost to West.
Yep.
I like Greenville.
All right. Okay. I between us, I've been going back and forth in this game. You know, I'm going to go with Anderson County, and I'm going to tell you why. They have averaged almost 40 points every game, with the exception of two, Powell and West. And I think that that offense is rocking, and I think that they get it done because they're at home with a last-second field goal, and they beat Greenville, and Anderson County gets some revenge from last year's loss at the same time in the quarterfinals when they lost to Greenville last year. So yeah, let's go to 6A real quick. Bearden versus Maryville. Two pair. Who do you got in this game? It's at Maryville.
Maryville.
Gotcha.
Maryville. And Maryville's been the best, one of the best teams in the state this year. There's nobody stopping that juggernaut. If Bearden beats them, they will have had to play the game of their life.
Yeah, yeah. Shane, what's
I
your
like
thoughts?
Maryville.
What's your thoughts on this one? So
It's Maryville's for the taking. The only way Bearden wins is they play flawless football, and Maryville has to screw up in some shape, form, or fashion multiple times, but Maryville doesn't do it. Give me Maryville by 3 touchdowns.
all right. Two pair. East Hamilton, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge travels down the Interstate I-75 to East Hamilton. They're injury depleted, but they have found ways to win. Does the magic continue, or does it run out down there in Chattanooga for the Wildcats?
I think East Hamilton takes it. You're looking at an East Hamilton team that is going to take advantage of those Oak Ridge injuries and find a way to win. I like East Hamilton in this one.
Gotcha. Shane, who do you got?
Ooh. Uh, Something just tell me it's gonna be Oak Ridge.
Okay.
I picked against them last week, and when they thought McMinn County was going to take it, so
Hmm.
they proved me wrong. So give me Oak Ridge.
I'm going to tell you this.
And also, I don't want to take that trip to Chattanooga twice.
Yeah, selfishly, if we take care of business on Friday night, I would much rather play in historic Blankenship Field and get me some Big Ed's pizza rather than
Yes,
go all the
Hmm.
way down to Chattanooga the day after Thanksgiving to play East Hamilton, the Hurricanes. But that being said, as much as I'd love to see Oak Ridge win, I've got to go with East Hamilton and the Hurricanes. I think that the running back Jalen is going to control the game, and I think that East Hamilton will just. I think Oak Ridge is worn out. I think they've put everything they can to get to this point, and they even almost allowed McMinn County to come all the way back to win that game. East Hamilton won't get down like that. And I think that East Hamilton just has a few more athletes, a little bit healthier. Give me East Hamilton to beat Oak Ridge and host the semifinals, which brings us to the prediction of this game. Who will East Hamilton Oak Ridge play? Is it going to be the number two team in the state with their high powered octane offense led by Newman, or, and their undefeated record, or will it be our young men from Marble City? Shane, I'm going to let you go first and pick this one.
all right. Well, I'm going West all day on this one. No question about it. But boys, you've been doing it. You've stepped up to the challenge. Every time we've challenged you, this is a big game. This team thinks they're a team of destiny. You're going to have to come out there and just bust them in the mouth for the whole time, and don't give them a sliver of a chance because they will take advantage of it. This team is good, but you've proven you can be better. Give me West by 6.
Okay. Two pair, your turn. Go for it.
Mm. Well, looks like we've come to the part of the show where I gotta quit. I can't sound like a homer, but I feel like this group is on a mission. They look different ever since the Anderson County game. The Anderson County game was the light switch. And after that, they beat Anderson County. They beat Halls. They beat Powell. They beat Davy Crockett. They beat who else did they beat in that time
Halls
frame?
again. And then they really took care
Halls
of Halls this
again.
time. So, yes.
They
Yep.
really took care of them this time. I got these guys winning it, man. I really do. It's really crazy to see these guys keep winning and doing it the fashion that they've been winning. Man, my hat's off to them, and I think they get it done Friday against a very very good Sevier County team. I don't think you take this team lightly. I think they're going to be one of those teams that's going to give us everything we want. I think this game goes into OT. I think we have extra football in Marble City.
But West finds a way, you think?
Absolutely, I think West
Yeah.
finds a way.
Yeah.
I really think the the tail of this game will be at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Whose line of scrimmage is gonna dominate?
Yep.
And if you seen what Riot DeRoche and Cameron Leggett have been doing these past 4 games, who's to say it ain't those guys?
Yep. Yep. I've been going back and forth on this. And, you know, I think Sevier County is a phenomenal football team. I think they've got a very special offense. I want to see what they can do against this defense who seems to be hitting on all cylinders at the right time, that's healthy. I want to see if their defense can stop our offense. This team has been criticized by us, by the media. They have heard it probably from other teams.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think back to when those seniors got together on the bye week between Alcoa and Anderson County, and it showed. And they're together. If this game is called the way that it needs to be called, there's not a doubt in my mind that West comes out and plays West football and gets it done. That's how confident I am in these guys. They're on their mission. They want to write this story. And so I think that when it's all said and done, we will be victorious. I don't know the margin, but I do know that we will have at least one more point than they do. And I believe that West wins this game and continues their journey for a potential historic third straight state championship that's never been done in this classification of football in the time that it has existed in Tennessee. Boys, get it done. We love you. We're behind you. Your parents are behind you. The school's behind you. Every former rebel that ever bled on that field is behind you. And we believe in you. And we know that you will get this done Friday night in Marble City. And you kiss that W when it's all said and done because you protected this house again. So give me West to advance next week. And as long as we advance, I'll be happy. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. We'll worry about that afterwards. But for right now, Sevier County, Friday night, show up. Please hit and like and subscribe. Tell everybody about the show. And we will definitely have some post game reaction from the game, win or lose. But let's get it done, guys. Friday night, under the lights there at 3300 Sutherland Avenue. One more time there in Bill Wilson Field. So, Shane, final thoughts, baby? I've said what I've needed to say. I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
Talk about how football's broken down in quarters all season. We're in the fourth quarter. This is it. This is go time. Running 4-man offense right now. That's where we're at. So let's go out there. Let's do our thing. Let's win. And let's plan for that trip to Chattanooga. Either way.
Damn right. Damn right. Two pair, baby. Close us out like you do every show, baby. Show every show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for this game against Sevier County, we would like to tell everybody to keep um, Erica Dukes Mooney's family in your prayers. We definitely want to send our condolences out to her family and her loved ones. And we just want to make sure we send that out, and that message is heartfelt from all of us here at the Rebels with a Cause crew. You're definitely in our prayers. And as we prepare for this game Friday, let's just keep their family in our thoughts and our prayers through this coming week. So just really wanted to say that. And man, just go out there, guys, and leave it all out on the field. You've been doing it. Don't underestimate your opponent.
Never.
We get on here to hype you up because there's not a lot of schools where you get a podcast dedicated to West High sports where they talk about a basketball team, they talk about the softball team, they talk about the soccer team. No other school is doing this in Knox County.
No.
So it is pretty awesome that you guys are getting this done. So leave it all out on the field. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And the next time we see you, we should be on the road playing somebody.
Absolutely. And with more basketball to talk about too. So
More
absolutely. So
basketball to talk
yep,
about.
for sure. It's
Throw the
all about
dubs
that
up.
W, baby. Go
Throw the
Rebels.
dubs up. Go Rebs. We out. Peace.
We
See y'all
out.
next week.